Today on the channel, we're looking at one of my old favorites, Hobie Brown, Marvel's Prowler, on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another Marvel Legends review. This time we're looking at the Walmart exclusive Prowler figure that was released last month. I guess it was supposed to be released this month, but I got it last month. And this is a Walmart exclusive, along with Captain America, who already got a review on the channel. But, you know, the Prowler is a long-time favorite of mine. I'm not old enough to have been around when his first appearance, you know, when he was first shown in Marvel Comics. But I did have his first appearance in Marvel Comics because when I was a kid, my grandmother bought me like a whole thing of Amazing Spider-Man issues, and the first appearance of the Prowler was in there. And I like the idea of, you know, he was kind of a reluctant villain, you know, and then eventually he became a hero in the 90s, which this one seems to be more kind of representing. He was a member of the Six Pack with Silver Sable and all that kind of stuff. So it's good to see him get a figure, and I like that they gave him an alternate head and everything. So definitely wanted to pick him up. So we're going to do what we always do, of course. Go over the packaging, get the figure out, pose him around, get in some comparisons, and get you out of here with some final thoughts. So starting with the packaging, of course, he is on the Spider-Man retro card based on the cartoon from the 90s. Some news on that front. Seems like we might be getting a X-Men 97 style revival of that show. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed yet, but it's an extremely strong rumor. You got the Prowler, Marvel's Prowler here. He's looking pretty cool in the package. Got some extra hands, got some clawed hands, and got the masked head and unmasked Hobie Brown head. Pretty cool. I'm not going to speculate on the body just yet, but I have my suspicions. On the back, you've got some call-outs. Obviously, you can switch the head and the hands. Using a super suit from Kingpin, Hobie Brown became the powerful criminal Prowler, with the caveat that he worked only for Wilson Fisk. Feeling betrayed, Prowler turned to Spider-Man for help. And of course, eventually, you know, you got the Aaron Davis, Miles Morales, Uncle Prowler, and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, the OG Prowler is the one that I care about. All right, so we're going to get him out of the package and see what we can see. All right, so we've got Prowler out with his accessories, which are scant, you know, Marvel Legends accessories. Couple of hands, usually what you get. Of course, he's got an extra head too. And looking at the body, I initially thought maybe he was on the Vulcan mold, but he's not, because he doesn't have butterfly joints. But he does have pinless arms and legs. So we're getting more figures. They're, you know, more and more sort of going away from the pinned or external pins, you know, where you can see the pins, because they're still pins. You just can't see them. But looking pretty cool. He has the kind of molded cape that's like, you know, it's not removable. And that definitely seems to work better for Marvel Legends than the ones where, you know, they go on and off, because honestly, those usually don't stay in very good with that peg. I like that. But in appearance, you know, basic superhero kind of appearance. He's got the basic boots with the things on them. You know, everything. You don't have to do a lot to get a decent Prowler. It doesn't have to have, like, certainly doesn't have to have a unique mold or anything like that. Got the clawed hands. You've seen them before. Yeah. So going into his articulation, we'll go ahead and do that. His arm's a little tight. Might have to give him a hot water bath. I can get him to about there. So basically a T. Deep ab crunch. Pretty far back. And of course it's painted to keep everything consistent. Nice touch there. Also, you can kick out about as high as the normal Marvel Legends. Does not kick back very far. That's okay. Splits to about there. Obviously thigh and leg swivel. And in a sense, part of this is just testing him for flexibility, in a sense. The joints, are they tight? Are they super duper tight? And I would say no. This arm is a little tight, but not egregious. Obviously got the hands. You can do kind of the rare pose with them if you want to do that. I don't know if Hobie Brown himself would appreciate that. Looks up, looks down. Obviously 360. I don't really do the 360 because we know you can do that. It's on a ball joint. Kind of a confused dog pose face. Do that too. So there you go. Pretty standard Marvel Legends articulation, not really held back by any of the parts involved. There you go. So we're gonna swap out his head sculpt and come right back. All right, so we're back with the Prowler with his head on, and I also changed out one of his clawed hands for a fist. That would give me the opportunity to talk about his quote-unquote powers. So the suit that he has, you know, mainly, obviously the claws will allow him to climb, and he can shoot like capsules out, so like gas and stuff, to neutralize Spider-Man, that sort of thing. I guess he sort of was like a, you know, he was almost like a burglar, if I remember right. He mainly was like burglarizing things. And, you know, he kind of thought better of it at some point. But, you know, you can do that with the gloved hands. And, of course, these are removable. They're actually separate pieces. So if you want to add that to his part count, you can. I didn't really focus in on the belt, and I like how he's got kind of the logo on the belt. It's not exactly the same, but I know what they're trying to do. And yeah, you know, it's a pretty solid figure. They were going to make him an exclusive. I don't know why he had to be an exclusive, but I mean, I guess, you know, I mean, even the Lizard was an exclusive a couple of years ago, so, you know, we don't have to speculate too much. And this right arm is a little tighter than I probably would like it to be. So you might have to get a hot water bath. Feel like it's being stressed. But as you can see, you can pose them out, stand them in a pretty cool, get them in a pretty cool pose. So, you know, pretty solid release. If you're like a Spider-Man collector, you definitely want this guy in your collection. Like me, you know, I'm not necessarily a Spider-Man collector, but I do like when they make figures of characters that I had some sort of readership or sentimental attachment to. That's what he feels. That's kind of the role he's filling for me. But, yeah, he's looking good. And, of course, we got to bring in Spider-Man for comparison. If I remember right, you know, with the claws, he could, like, tear through Spider-Man's webbing. It's been a long time since I've read the comic, or had the comic even. My original comic book collection kind of got flooded out, so I lost a lot of stuff. One of this, you know, those issues among them. But yeah. There you go. It's pretty cool there. I guess I'll stand him back up to full height for the height comparison. Of course, to renew your vows, Spider-Man is a more adult version, adult-sized Spider-Man. Which is interesting, because if I'm looking at this right, Spider-Man's a little bit taller. Prowler, it's marginal, about the same. So there you go. All right, I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Marvel Legends, Walmart exclusive, Prowler. You know, he's a pretty solid release, of course. I definitely got him more out of nostalgia than for any real must-have need reason. But I do think that he's a really cool Spider-Man villain to have. I am very happy with the figure. I think I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. A lot of uniqueness with him. Of course, he wears a standard superhero costume, so he doesn't have to have like a bunch of like excess parts on him or anything. Pretty simple release, but it captures the essence of the character from 1968 or 9 or whatever it was he showed up. And yeah, I'm very happy to have him. So I think where I got to figure rank 9 is appropriate. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you think about Prowler back in the day. Did you just, you know, kind of come across him in the 90s when he was a member of the 6-pack with Silver Sable, or are you like an old school dude like me? Let me know. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We are trying to grow the channel, and we are slowly getting there. But we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. So please help us out with that. All right, guys. Until next time, everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.